welcome to chat, blah, blah, blah.
Put stuff together.
Okay, that's gone. So now I need to sort out the iPad.
Oh, recliner.
Yeah, it is a recliner. Right, so yeah, mate, it's a nightmare. It takes ages for this to come through.
Hellish.
But we're, oh look, that was almost straight away.
Mm.
Oh no, it does that. Well, it doesn't do anything. Still no one in there. Who cares?
One like.
Oh, one night.
2 people.
2 people are in here.
Yeah.
Yes, nice. Who's in here? So this is the surprise guest that we're having. It's not really a surprise, is it? Of course, it's Phildo. Phildo Baggins in the house.
I'm here.
Which, you know, to be honest, man, it takes a lot to get you out of your house.
It does.
Let's just say that. So this is go on.
Comfort of my own workshop.
You know that, bruv. Anyway, I'll continue to try and get the comments on my iPad, which just takes forever. 6 people in here.
Yeah.
Who's in here? Talk to us, guys. What are you up to? Been out arsing. It's Saturday. Anyone have been out with their cars today? Oh, here we go. Oh, look, we're in.
We're on.
Talk to us, guys. I know, so there's a delay on it. Chris Lang. Boom, boom. How's it going, Chris? You all right, bruv? So, yeah, so we got Phil round here tonight, and I don't know, we're just going to sort of chat a bit of shit, drink some beverages, and I think we sort of try and talk about Matt Hurst. Oi, oi! How you doing, bruv? We're going to talk about the MT12, aren't we, Phil?
Yeah, just I think a lot of people are giving it some bad press, maybe, and well, sort of be nice to say why we use it and why we think it's good and show you some of the cool features. Also, Andy's got a range extender on his that is locked to the LBT version, so he's can't use its full potential. So we're going to change the firmware on it and give it the beans, basically.
So Phil might use lots of technical language in this live. A lot of stuff I don't understand. So, like, you know, Phil's background is like lots of drones and stuff like that, where you use these kind of things, which is absolutely awesome. But yeah, like you're saying, people have sort of slated him a little bit, and each to their own, man. Do you know what I mean? Everyone uses their own sort of stuff and likes it and doesn't like it, and that don't matter, does it? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we found them incredibly good at Rosser for, what are they, like 130 quid?
Yeah.
130 quid for a radio that the range, that I mean, we were going pretty far up the road and we had no issues with the range. The launch control was absolutely brilliant. And we're going to kind of show you how to set it up. If you're into speedrunning, how to set it up. And we're going to chat a lot of poo along the way, aren't we, Phil?
Yeah, and probably have a few beers.
We're definitely going to do that.
Yeah. No, I would like to make a disclaimer that I am by no means an expert. However, I think some of the stuff that we've done with it is very useful to people that speedrun. So,
yeah.
You know.
So like we're saying, the launch control was great. No way slating like Raz's sort of perfect pass and stuff like that, because it's great. You know, a lot of people use it, blah blah blah. But we just found it great because you can just change it on the fly. So if you've gone up the runway and you're going to do your run, your pull's too fast, you can literally turn it round, send it up the road, and then just like change your pull on the controller, which is amazing. Where with a perfect pass, you'd have to bring it in, change the little dialy knobby thing, and then sort of shut it down, start it up. It's just proper user friendly, really. So yeah, proper great. Anyway,
there was actually a time at Rosser when I ran the Relalo, and I think it was the first time I ran it on 8S.
it was, yeah.
And I sent it up the runway, turned it round, and I was using the launch control settings I was using on a previous run, give it the trigger, and it came in a little bit fast.
It was ridiculous, yeah.
Yeah, and obviously you've got hundreds of people in the queue. So I was able to stand in the tower and go nowhere near the car and lengthen my launch control. And then, 30 seconds and
Yeah,
then send
that
it
was
back up and do it again.
Yeah.
And
then the run after that was absolutely peachy. It was perfect.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was good. So
cool.
yeah.
So what we're gonna do? We're gonna go over to, well, it's all on my turntables now, isn't it? So we're gonna go over there. We've got 8 people in there now. Who's in it? Anyway, let's go over there. It's an RC car. Aye, lads. That's Chris. All right, Chris. How you doing, bruv? Right. So let's get over there. Let's take you off this ting. It's probably going to be worth actually swapping this around. There you go. Right.
Couple of things we have set up, and mine and Andy's is exactly the same. We've actually got the launch control on a switch. Now, we've already done a video on how to set the launch control up, so we're not going to do that tonight, obviously. But if you go to the channel monitor, you can see that... You put it the other way to me. Right, so you can see that on channel 1, the throttle, it's on or it's off and reverse. If you flick the launch control, full throttle, now there is a delay. And that delay is customizable to however you want to do it. The other thing is obviously you've got steering. Now, on our road, the road is quite small, and if you're not using an Expo on the steering and you're using like lowering the steering weight, you need to be able to turn round. So that only goes to 26. So if you flick that switch there, it now goes all the way.
Whack.
So you can have your steering really sort of soft and slow, I take it, and then
it's quite clever. Those buttons are quite cool. But mistakes do happen, don't they, Phil?
Yeah, so what you've got to remember is, and Andy never turns his off. So
I don't.
When I'm at the track, I turn mine off and I go up and down. And then when I'm ready for the launch, I flick the switch on. If you forget to switch the switch on and then you give it full throttle, it ends up in the grass.
Which has happened. I've seen you do that twice.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Which is why I never do it.
No. So the other thing is it's actually got a throttle lockout. So this button at the back here, obviously with these sort of high power speed running cars, I suppose they're pretty dangerous, aren't they, really? So we've got it. So when you turn it on, this is red, and if I go back to the channel monitor,
there's literally no throttle.
No, so it doesn't work at all. And then it will not work until you press that button, and then it's green. So
and that happens from start up, doesn't it? So you turn it on, and there's no throttle allowed at all.
No. Until
you press that button.
Yeah, which is a good thing sometimes. So Andy's, you don't need them, or we didn't need them at Rosser. However, more range is never a bad thing. So we've both got these. Mine came with the FCC firmware on it, so it can go to the full 1 watt of power. Andy's has got the LBT firmware on it, so it can only go to, I'm sure it's 100 milliwatts, is it?
It's 100,
yeah. So we are going to change that and make it
extreme.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, that we're kind of taking this from an angle of like people that speed run. So when it comes to speed running, basically you want range, don't you? And like you see all these people with some of these sort of like cheaper handsets and soldering like range extenders and stuff like that, which is cool and absolutely brilliant. But these things, like, for 130 quid, and then what, the range extender is what, 39 quid. Yeah. And then you're all set up, like, when it goes up to 1,000, the range will be absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, that they originally stemmed from obviously planes and drones, ELRS. So when it is a ground-based radio, you do lose range. So ELRS has done 30-kilometre range. So obviously you're not going to get that with an RC car, and it wouldn't really matter for speed running.
Yeah.
But you can guarantee that if you're on a runway and you have a range extender, you're going to get, I would imagine, 2 miles with not too much problems. Yeah, I mean.
And, you know, like we're saying, you probably don't need them. You could buy one of these out the box for 130 quid and it would be absolutely sufficient for speed running. The thing is that scares people off of them is they're proper fiddly to set up, proper technical. Now, you know, they also have like an SD card in them. So anyone that is going to buy one and wants help with it and stuff like that, there's probably an option to sort of like program an SD card for people and just send it through to them and stuff like that. But you know, like with anything in RC, it's probably best to sort of learn it yourself. But I mean, you know, I'm very lucky to have Phildo here.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I know, but you know, even like launch control and stuff like that is once I got my head around it, it's all right. But you need either someone to set it up for you or someone to show you through it. And this is kind of what we're going to try and do.
Yeah, I mean, if people are interested in exactly this setup, we can do a bin file and attach it to a video at some point where people can download it onto an SD card, put it in, and we'll put, say, 4 or 5 models on there, and then you just change the model name and bind it to your receiver, and then you'd have launch control, you'd have the steering, you'd have the lockout. You can do programmable steering expo, programmable throttle expo. The reason why I don't use steering expo is because if you get in a bit of a panic, if you're in a bit of a tank slapper, then obviously you've got full steering deflection, and I like it where you don't, do you know, unless you flip the switch. That's why I don't use it, but in fact, I did have it on.
Chris Lang has just said, this is great, but where do we get a Phil for tech support? Phil is available for a small fee.
Yeah, I am. Very small fee, yeah. In fact, actually, on the crash where I binned it through a kilometre of forest, I think I was trying Expo then. And yeah, it makes the centre steering really nice and gooey, and then you get full deflection at the sort of outside of the steering.
Yeah.
But if you get into a bit of a panic, you've then obviously got full deflection, and that's, I think, well, you saw the video.
Yeah, exactly. So what are you, Paul Woodley, hear me now. So what are you going to do now, Phil? That's what I'm trying to say.
Right, okay, so if you look, this is an external module. So if you go into the external module and then you go down to TX Power. So TX, that's a TX, and you click on that.
Hang on. Robbie, hi guys. I'm in the middle of building my first speedrun car. Oh, that's just faded out. Sorry, Robbie. Hang on. Look, it's quite hard because I'm trying to hold the mobile phone filming, and all my comments are coming on something different. I'll go and grab Phil. Hold that.
Yeah, okay.
And you do that. And I'll get the comment.
So, on Andy's, if you look, we will go to max power, and it will not go any higher than 100 milliwatts. Fan threshold is what power the fan cuts in. Dynamic's really cool. Dynamic means that it will only use full power when you are far away. So if you drive the car near to you, it will back off the power, so you're not blasting out RF signal and caning your batteries when you don't need to. So the issue is Andy's only goes to 100 milliwatts. Mine, because it's not the LBT version, it goes to 1 watt, so 1,000 milliwatts. So we are going to.
So just quickly, Robbie was saying, hi guys, I'm in the middle of building my first speedrun car and hoping to go to Rossa this year. Now, Robbie, I know, is friends with Christopher C, and he's built a beautiful looking VTE too. It's absolutely lovely. So, mate, you're going to get some proper speed with that. So, well done. Go back to your thing.
All right,
mate.
no, I'm done.
All
I'm
right,
done,
dude.
mate. I just need to go on the computer, mate. Really.
All right. Okay.
So you need to film, basically.
Mate,
So I'll
this
give
is
you.
ridiculous.
I know it is. Right. So the first thing, and this, this is live, so there might be issues, but we're hoping there won't be. So I'm gonna.
Matt Hurst says SW crew in the house. Yes, mate.
Right, let me reload this. So you need Express LRS configurator. You can download that. That's not a problem. You just Google it and it comes up like that.
Do you know what I didn't do, Phil?
What's that?
I didn't put our mics on.
Oh,
I bought those mics.
you did. Right, well, you do that
I
on the
bought
roller
silly
phone.
little mics there, dude.
Pressure's on, isn't it?
I don't. What pressure?
On. There's always pressure.
I don't know whether I can do that like midstream, but I'm gonna.
You gonna try it?
It's mad. Like I bought these mad little mic. I'm not gonna say they're amazing because they're like £8 off of Amazon, but they might actually make the sound a bit better. So you've got this little ting that plugs in the bottom of the phone. Now, whether that means that you've got a mic there. Fildo's got a mic.
Thank you. Do you want to ask people if they can still hear?
Can you all still hear?
Hello.
Right, so I've left it with Chris today to have all the soldering done. Hoping to get her moving in the next 2 weeks. Yes, Robbie. It's probably worth not doing what me and Phil do, which is literally going out whenever, even when it's freezing cold. We're just stupid people.
Yeah.
If it's your first car and it's a beautiful looking car, do not just be mad with it. Just take your time testing it.
It's a powerful one.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's got a full castle setup.
Oh, right, yeah, that'd be ridiculous.
What's in it, Robbie? I'm pretty sure there's an XO2 and a castle motor. Was it a 1650 or so? I can't remember.
Oh, so, yeah, I've got that in the Rolado then, I think. Is it the 1717?
Yeah, I think it might be.
Yeah.
It looked lovely, mate.
I'm still getting used to the whole castle names and all that.
Decent car. Yeah,
yeah.
Because I never use castle, I haven't got a clue what any of those numbers mean.
No. Well,
who does?
No one. So, Express LRS. Is this working? Do we need to check that?
Are the mics working, guys? Robbie's got an 1100.
Oh, that's what I've got in the single.
That's you, mate.
That's a man's motor. A man's motor.
Mate, there's a lot of low KV stuff going on at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just. It's quite mad. Like me and Phil have been doing this for like what 2 years plus, and we've always done stuff differently. Do you know what I mean? Like it sort of started. You were Hobby Wing, and I sort of got a castle, and then TP and stuff like that, and now you've gone down this major route of
low KV action,
low KV castle stuff. Which is cool.
Well,
anyway, let's get back to what we were doing. Right, Phil,
so are you on track? I was having a shutdown then. Express LRS configurator. You can download it. Just go to Google and it comes up. It's so simple. It's breathtaking. And I'll say this and it will go wrong. So target device category, and you need to go to, because obviously this has got all the drone stuff on here as well, so you need to go to where is it, Radio Master, and I've probably gone past it yet. Hang on. Master. Right, Radio Master 2.4 gigahertz, that one. And then you need to go to device, and then you need to go down, and it will say Radio Master Ranger TX, not RX, because RX will be the receiver. Right, so then you click on that, and then if I've set this up at all right, you want to go UART serial, which basically means you can do it with a USB. Okay. If not, we'll do it over Wi-Fi, which I'll show you as well. And then you want to plug it in to the top. And then you want to go
right, this is important. See where it says 2.4 gig LBT, listen before talk. So we want 2.4 ISM standard. And then we want to go to this, and if my drivers are right, go to Silicon Labs and then Flash.
Nice.
And hopefully,
is that going to up my extender?
Yeah, hopefully
yeah,
it is.
Boy.
Well, hopefully, because we didn't sort of do a dry run.
All
so
right, well, if it doesn't, what are we saying on here? So, just pointing out in your face when I'm trying to read stuff. Chris has said, I still need to order my bits. I found the direct shaft spurs and pinions and polycarbonate for the body. It's just dry shafts now. I'm looking at 2 DR8 rear drive and an arm Italian. What are you building, Chris? I can't remember what you were saying you were building. Finding 3 the same size shaft to fit is not easy, so use 2 slightly longer and 1 shorter is the only way. Robbie says, I've been given access to Haverford West Airfield when I want to run. Where is that, Robbie? And is it a good surface? Mad. Chris says the extended Thunder Tiger. Is that the one that you had when we came to Henstridge?
Right. So
thankfully,
it's worked first time, which is always good. So if we go all out of there, so if I now press System, Express LOS, and then I go to TX Power again, and last time it was obviously limited. So now, if you go there, it will go all the way up.
Oh, I'm a happy bunny.
See?
That is
that
is ridiculous.
Yeah. So
nice,
that's done. That works.
Does that mean that works over all the models that are in there?
So you will more than likely have to rebind it. However, I've got this to test on, so we will bind it and we will see. I'll turn it down to 250.
But will I have to obviously this is in the Rolalo model, yeah?
Yeah.
So in my GT model,
yeah,
I'll have to come back out and then up this as well.
No.
And then rebind?
Yes. I think so, yeah. Okay. I don't know 100%, but yeah.
Well,
probably.
I think I'm right.
Right. I think you are as well. Right, let's turn that down to 250.
Why are you bringing it down again?
Well,
you just got it up.
Yeah, but 1,000 milliwatts in a shed.
All right, okay. What are you saying, mate?
Well, I was just saying, mate.
Don't get all clever about it, bro.
I'm just saying, mate, wasting electricity. Right, so on these, in fact, I'll show you because there's a couple of these. Where is it? Right, there's a few versions of the ELOS receiver from Radio Master, and it depends what you want, really. So one of them is, I think it's the ER3CI. So it's a tiny little receiver. It's only got 3 ports. It doesn't have an antenna. It's actually an internal ceramic antenna.
Yeah, that's the one I've got in all my cars.
Yeah, and that's the one we used in Rossa. So yeah, it's going through the bodywork and everything, and we still had ridiculous range.
Maximum range.
Yeah, it's also got a very clever thing. This single little pin here is actually VBAT, so it comes with a little plug. And if you plug that into your battery voltage, you can have telemetry on the screen that tells you your battery voltage. I've never bothered because I can't be bothered.
Well, and at the end of the day, when we're going to use these properly, you'll be charging up after every run, won't you? So
you will. Now, if 3 ports is not enough, like if you want to run a fan or I don't know what else, they do lights. They do an AR5CI. Now, it's obviously got 5 ports. And when you're going to Rossa, if you're using a 1/7 scale, you need an external battery to power the receiver.
Very good point, Philip.
Yeah, because I think they panic that if your ESC goes puff, which it does, then you have
what?
puff or puff. puff, bang, whatever.
I
If
don't
it
think
catches-
you're allowed to say puff.
No. I don't mean it like that. I'm very inclusive. Then obviously you've got no control over the vehicle whatsoever, so you can't even steer it out of the way. So that's something to bear in mind. So obviously one of these would be used up with a receiver
So
battery.
that's one of the major rules of
Mm.
Rosso. So you've got to have a battery powered receiver and a failsafe.
On 1/7 cars.
On
Yeah,
1/7,
yeah. The fail-safe super easy to set up as well on this actually. And then they do their ER5C, which has 5, so that gives you a bit more options. The ER5C does have an external aerial. In fact, it has one of these, like that. But what's happened is I had it in a basher and the top got locked off, so I've got to put that on.
You
But
did something very stupid.
I
didn't you?
did, yeah.
Robbie has just said that's what I've got left to do is how the battery works with the receiver. That's pretty simple.
Yes.
Actually, I've made 2 of these actually. Phil's got one, but I've got one. So I've got a battery, a 2S battery that's the Dean's connector, and just literally made a cable that goes to a receiver end.
There
So
is
you
a
just
very
plug that
important
into the
thing.
battery and then plug it in. What's that, Phil?
You need to disconnect the power line from the speed controller
100%.
to the receiver, because if you don't, it'll obviously get battery voltage from the receiver battery and battery voltage from the speed controller. So what I did, and I think that's what Andy did as well,
you just take the pin out, yeah.
you can either take the pin out, or if you buy a little extender harness and then take the power line out of the extender harness and then plug it all together, so then you don't have to take it out of your speed controller. So then if you're going down your road, you just take out the harness and plug it in. It's, you know, it's just, well, that's what I've done anyway.
Robbie says, can you make me one?
They're easy.
Yeah,
Well, we can do a video.
Look, dude, we can have a chat and
Yeah.
we can
Of
definitely
course.
make one. Look, this is another one that I've made for this battery. So this is the battery that came with the controller actually. So yeah, it's a different connector, and I've literally just made a connector to that, to something that goes straight into the receiver. So yeah, it's super easy to make, mate. And yeah, if you want help, absolutely give us a shout, no problem at all. And then obviously you're gonna have to think about fail safes as well. I don't know what
We can show that as well on the receiver if you
Oh
want.
no, we can do it on here.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you're thinking about buying one of these, Robbie, or not, or if you've got well, you've got what you've got, and then you'll have to think about how to do a fail safe on that. Most controllers you're able to do a fail safe on. Aren't you?
Yeah, you are. Yeah. This is just
11 people in here now, Philip.
good. Well,
Is that good?
I think it's good. 11 people. Yeah.
Right. So what are you talking about?
So now,
you're gonna have to hold that for a sec.
okay, you're disappearing, are you?
I'm just going to talk.
Oh, right, okay. Right. So what I was going to try and demonstrate now is Andy's got me a servo somewhere. There it is. So I was going to actually set it to channel 1 on the throttle and show you. Hopefully he hasn't got an arm on there. Right, we might have to bear with him until he gets back. But I'm going to put an arm on the servo and set it to the throttle channel and see if we can simulate like the throttle speed with a servo, just so everyone can see. Save us having to power up a car. I don't know how I'm going to do this one-handed, if I'm honest. 1 second. Right. Oh, blimey. Okay. So now I need to find. Don't send us to a dark place. Sorry, I'm waiting for my wingman to come back. Sorry, the cameraman's here.
How's it going, Phil?
I'm
You
sorry,
haven't
mate.
upset anyone, have
No,
you?
I haven't. I just had to put the camera down where I plugged it in. But
Oh my god, I think I've had my microphone on one.
this is fine.
Oh,
It is what it is. Right. Got it.
That's terrible. Sorry, everyone, if you had to hear that.
Right, so with these, to put them into binding mode, you need to cycle the power 3 times. So if you have a speed controller, you would obviously turn it on, off, on, off, on, off, on. So on this, we're going to go on. Now, I think it might. Why does it look like it's already been paired to this? Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Right. Now it's flashing, you see? So that's ready to be paired. So if you go to Express LRS and then you go down to bind, enter. Right, so now that's bound basically. So in theory, if I go to channel monitor and channel 1's throttle, so if I put this into channel 1, hold on, negative plus signal is that way. Right. Do you have a servo horn?
I
Place
do.
on here.
You're gonna have to hold that.
That's okay.
I'm just going to read this quickly. Where are we? Chris says, "Don't send us to dark place."
That was me. I had to put the camera down.
All right.
Sorry, Chris.
All right.
Apologies,
It
mate.
wasn't me going for a wee, thank God. Robbie says, "I've got a Fly Sky Noble NB4 Plus, so that's a decent radio. I think
It is.
Some RC guy I'm in watching while doing Rossa prep. 200 plus 1/7 single motor this year. Whoa, that'll be a serious car, man. There are lots of people chasing those numbers with singles.
Is it going to be an 8S single, or is it going to be a higher voltage? Because I think a lot of people are steering away from 8S single and they're going, well, 12S. Probably how people are getting 200, I'd imagine.
I don't think I've got one. I don't think I've got one, mate.
Must have a servo one. What's that there?
Oh, that's a... Not hold eagle eyes, you aren't you?
No.
Hey?
I know, mate. I know.
Jesus. It's just for show, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Right. So, let me just see. Which way's your switch? Have you got it the other way to me?
I don't touch the switches, Phil. We've
Right,
had
so
that
you have.
conversation.
No,
mate.
I know. Right. So, how the launch control works, let's just say that this is in position neutral. And I can throttle it and it goes instantly. Yeah, so forwards, full throttle, reverse. Yeah? Now, if I flick this switch and now do it, full throttle. So that is simulating the delay on the throttle channel. So again, what happens is I hoon my car to the end of the our little testing strip and, you know, give it lots of beans like that.
Yeah.
And then I get to the end and I turn it round, and if all goes well, I flick the switch and then I go, right, full throttle.
If you don't remember.
If you don't, what happens is you go like this.
Light up the tyres and you're in the grass.
Yeah. Now, the good thing is, with the Radar Master, it is infinitely adjustable, and we've actually seen it on the Castle logs where it is, well, it's like perfect pass. It's so linear. But sometimes it's quite nice, like when me and Andy are being silly and we go out and it's minus God knows what and we run, it's sometimes a good idea to maybe have a slightly slower delay. Or if you change your gearing, and it's just so easy to change on here. In fact, I will show you. So on here, and it looks complicated, but it isn't once you get used to it. So you press model, then you page across. Of course, it's difficult to see the button. Sorry,
so
mate.
Just look on the screen.
Yeah, I know, but it's difficult. And then you go to mixers, and then this is already set up from when we did it before. So if I hold down on the channel mixer, and then I go down to slow up, which is set at 12 currently. So if I then change that to, should we go up or down?
Just go down to show it moving.
Okay,
quicker.
so if I go,
so if you go all the way down,
yeah,
to like, I don't know,
5,
and we'll show that. Okay, so down to 5.
Okay.
And this is what 5 looks like.
Okay, hold on. I'll just do 8 because 8's there, right? So 8 is.
So see how fast that moves? Now, if you go back on there and go up to what, 25?
25.
This is how much slow it is. Super slow. So yeah, just showing how effective that is.
Yeah, it is. And interestingly, with this slow up feature, you can actually use it on the steering as well, or you could use it on, I don't know, if you had a little wing or something like that. Rather than having it on if you had to set it to a 1 position switch, you could set it with a slow up, so you could have your wing come up. I don't know. There's so many applications. It's you know.
Some RC guy says 12S. I'm at 188 MPH.
Yeah. All I think is that, you know, they did it with drones, higher voltage. You always get more, don't you? At the end of the day,
I think that isn't there talk about Castle
yes,
bringing out
yes.
a new ESC which will be like super ridiculous.
Yes,
and people starting to put mental stuff in cars.
Yeah, and it'll make the fires more impressive at Rosso, won't it? At the end of the day.
Who's that? E. Have you guys seen the new Hebeo VTE2 8?
Yeah.
It's an A scale. Yes, we have. Looks
Yeah.
interesting, doesn't it?
It does, especially as I've just built one.
I know, it's a complete... Well, at the end of the day, though, mate, you've built one that's got all the Scorch chassis and stuff like that. So
yeah.
It is a nice version.
Yeah. I just think it would have been good if it had... if they'd done it then, because I could have got it and it would have had all the VTE diffs, because I think I've got the VT diffs and they're not ideal for speed running. So
yeah,
but you know.
But do you think that if you would have got one of them, the VTE2 8, you would have got a Scorch chassis and done all that as well?
I would have done eventually, but I would have just run it and probably chucked it.
You would have bought it.
Yeah, immediately.
Straight away.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Dave's kids and his, private school and that.
Yeah, we've got to look after Dave at school.
Yeah. So well, that's a good thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, we done everything. We covered everything you wanted to cover.
Trying to think of anything else. There is just so much you can do with it. To be honest, it's my reservation is you can get one of these really, 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 really fancy radios. They're Noble, in it. Yeah, that's one of them. How much are the Nobles?
MB4. I don't know.
5, 6.
Robbie, how much was your Noble, mate?
Let's have a look.
We'll wait and see if it comes through. But yeah, I'm sure they're a fair bit of cash.
Yeah. So you can get this radio for, I think it's 120 quid.
Oh, you said 130.
Yeah. And then you can get this for 39 quid. And I just think that, if, I don't know, if it gets destroyed or, I don't know, if something goes wrong with it, it's less of a bitter pill to swallow, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Look, and at the end of the day, mate, they feel good quality.
They are.
They're really good quality, mate. And we haven't looked back, and we've been doing this 2 years. So we sort of tried lots of different things and stuff. And again, we'll go to Rossa and we'll use him again. If Radio Master are watching this, we keep on bigging up your radios, even though there's people on
when others
YouTube,
don't,
sort of slating them a little bit. But like I said, each to their own. Some people don't like certain things or don't like the way things are configured and stuff like that, but we really like them. So if Radio Master are watching, at least send us a banner so we can put it up on our little pit lane.
Be nice, wouldn't it?
Do you know what I mean?
You can actually see the throttle lockout working. So if that's the throttle now, and you press that,
gone.
And sometimes actually that's a really good thing with one of these cars. I think I've nearly killed you a couple of times, haven't I? When I haven't had that.
Well, you've reversed into me quite.
No, I did that on purpose.
Yeah, mate. What's new? What's new? Robbie says, got mine very cheap. Think they're around 350 quid.
What's that?
For one of those Nobles.
Yeah, well, that's...
We've already said how much.
Yeah. No.
We've said it 30 times.
Don't get me wrong. I don't know, you know, I'm sure you can get a throttle delay on them, but can you have it on a switch? You know, I don't know anything about them. Like,
no, I don't either.
You know,
I don't know if on one of those Nobles you can do a throttle delay. I mean, look, for that money, you've got to hope you can do stuff like that. Can you do the fail safe on it?
you still need to do a range extender, though, don't you, on one of them? I think.
Do you?
Chris College, he's got one. I'm sure he had to put a range extender on it.
So this is what we're saying. You know, for like 350 quid, like, or for 130 quid, it's an all-round package for speed running. So you can do. You've got your range. You can do your launch control. You can do your fail safe. You can do all of that. So yeah, proper quality.
And these are 15 quid each. These, which I don't think is a lot of money for
the little ones.
Yeah, for one of these,
mate. And for me, that's absolutely fine because I can. I mean, we're not going to use lights, are we? I mean, we're using sort of like battery powered strobes and stuff like that. So you don't need any of these inputs for that. Like literally use the input for the ESC, the servo, and for the battery. That's it. That's all I need it for.
I'm going for a wee now.
Right, right. There's 12 people in there now.
No, that's all right. They've just heard you go.
Have you got your mic on, Phil?
Oh yeah, hang on. You better take that.
Yeah, that's the mistake I made.
Hold on.
So 12 people in here now. How's it going? Everyone all right? What's everyone up to? Say hello. We are in the Sheddy. We've just spoken loads about the Radio Master MT12. Great radio. Hopefully, I haven't bored you too much. Phil knows quite a lot about them, obviously. So I thought it'd be great to sort of bring him in. He's a right-hand man, obviously, Imanel. But I thought it'd be great to sort of bring him in and sort of show you guys that they're not that scary. I mean, I think people sort of look at them and think, Jesus, that's going to take. I don't even know how I'm going to do that. But we are here to sort of help you. Like Phil is with me. He's helped me out loads to be able to use one of these. So yeah, we are here to help if you want to use them. No problem. Robbie said 245 quid now for one of those radios, mate.
Which ones? The
Nobles.
Oh, right, okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Ask him, do you need to have a range extender on it, or has he got one, and how much was it, and you know?
Yeah, well, you heard that, obviously, Robbie, I think. Do you need to get a range extender? How much are they? Can you do launch control? Can you do fail safe? I don't know. I think Chris would be the person to ask, wouldn't he?
Chris College, yeah, he would be. He's got one. Yeah, I do remember at Rosser him having a module and range extender on it. I'm sure.
I think quite looking forward to Rosser this year, mate.
Rosser's going to be amazing this year. I've got some big plans.
You've got loads of cars.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. So currently I've got the Dual, which is a Armour Limitless Scorch build, Dual 4070 TP motors.
CMs as well, dude. Don't forget that.
I think they're CMs, but they're 90. Are they 1900s or 1950s?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
I've got the Rolalo AS1, and he's got AS2, so they're custom chassis stretch Rolalo with the WR body on it. I've got a it's a reasonably small castle setup actually. It's MMX AS ESC and a 1717 1650 kV motor, running on AS obviously. I've got a single Armour Limitless Scorch build. It's a bit more simple. It's got a Scorch chassis on it, and that's about it. I've not not gone quite so far as I did with the Dual with upgrades and parts. That's a 2028 1100 kV, and I've got a I've got a 1/8 Habeo GT, which I've built again, Scorch parts. So numbers I'm hoping for, whether it happens or not, I would love to get 200 mile an hour out of my Dual. I know it's got it in it,
mate. That Dual has definitely. But with the setup that's in it, that has got major potential to do that. But it is a very, very serious thing.
Yeah, it
you're
is.
talking about doing.
I'm under no illusion that it's easy and that you can just throw money at something and it will do 200 mile an hour. However, I'm fairly confident I can build a car and it be okay. So obviously my aim is my red cap for the dual. I'd like to see 150 out of the Rolalo. I'm sure Andy would as well. That would be really cool. 135 last time on a really budget hobby ring setup.
Yeah, we've stepped the game up.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, so hopefully
wheels will be the problem with them.
Yeah, but we got the Co-Rally phones.
The Co-Rallies, and I think we'll get a few sets of BSRs as well and just try them, because the thing is they're so small. You got to imagine how fast they're going around. It's mental.
It's gonna be ridiculous.
But yeah, that dual, mate. I mean, what do we both get? Like the 150 caps.
Yes.
So you're definitely getting
more than that.
A 1.7. Yeah.
if I don't, I'm gonna cry.
You're definitely getting a 1.75. Now I'm probably. Hang on, you haven't finished your list, have you?
I haven't. 150. I'd like to see. I'd like to get my grey cap with the single, if I'm honest. I know Chris got 190. What did he get? 196 out of
196.
196 out of a single. So again, not saying I'm going to get that, but I'd like to get my grey cap with a single. And then with the Habeo, it's a bit of a twitchy little what's it actually.
That's your little 808.
It is, yeah, the 808 class. I'd like to see at least 150. Now, how I can see it going, and I've experienced this at Rossa, is my first run, I got 142 out of the dual hobby ring. I was like, oh, this is going to be easy. I'm going to get my 150 cap on the first day. And then actually, I got teething problems quite early on, didn't I? And it was cutting, and then I blew a foam, and then it turned out that it's not that easy. So I'm just hoping that with a lot of testing, and we've found some roads as well, haven't we? So
we have found some roads now. I think we need to do go down and walk them and make sure they're all right.
Yeah.
One of them's got a few sort of drain covers and stuff, which is obviously going to be quite scary. What are we saying here? Robbie's saying should be good for distance. That's his radio, I think. And he's also saying I've got launch control ready to go in as well. Although he said lunch control, but yeah,
like a sandwich or something.
That's fine. Well, actually, Chris said something about tell us how many sandwiches to eat. Sorry, couldn't help it. James Ritchie said 10-second delay built in. What does that mean? Is that? I don't know. Tell me what that means, James. That'd be good. How about a tutorial on how to update the MT12's firmware?
Oh, I can do that. That's easy.
How easy is that?
It's as easy as what we've just done, pretty much.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
Another video.
Yeah, we're not going to do that now.
What's the reason he wants to update the firmware?
Yeah, why do you want to update the firmware? Robbie says, sorry guys, spelling not the best. Don't worry about it, mate. You know what I mean? Everyone makes mistakes. It's all good. Chris says, was joke, bud. Yeah, we all know it's a joke, mate. Don't worry about it. Let's not fall out. It's just a bit of fun. So yeah, have you done any with cars? Because I forget how many you've got now.
No.
So how many cars are you taking to Rossa?
The thing
is it 4?
Yeah. The thing is, right, what I was gonna do is spend the whole year building cars. Where I'm a little impatient and impulsive, I've sort of condensed that, haven't I, into a few months. But they're all done, and the single is flying. I had some sort of good numbers with it down the track. It's so stable. The 808, not so much. probably because of the rake. I was paranoid about it flipping. So as Warren said, I had it rake like a tractor.
Which
and
one
it
was
like
that?
the
Yeah,
808.
Oh, mate, that was sick.
So what was happening is, under acceleration, as the back came down, it was reasonably stable, and as soon as I come off the brake, it changes the steering angle.
Yeah.
And it was a bit of a battle to keep it on the road.
But this is all the stuff you learn from like years and years of sort of like toil and errors and whatever, is how to set up a car really nicely. I saw a dude on one of the Facebook things that had set up a car that was literally like a millimeter off the floor at the front, and there was a dude on there saying, yeah, the lower the better, and blah, blah. And that's not the case. You know what I mean? As long as your rake is good, you don't have to be touching the floor, because once you start hitting speed, the aero is going to push that down. You're going to start scraping. And I did it with my Ferrari.
Yeah, you did.
It was so loose on the front, it pushed right down, scraped, and just took it off the road.
Your GT was scraping as well, wasn't it? Until
You know, I sorted that out, and there are ways to do that. You know, you've got to stiffen up the front springs a little bit, so it's not going to push down as much, but not too much, so it just bounces all the time. And just make sure your rake is good and the back's sort of reasonably hard. And if you look at it and it's a nice angle and you can push down on the back with some serious force and it doesn't go past level, then you've got a good setup car. That's how I set mine up. Anyway, loads of people set them up differently. That's how I do it. What are we saying? James Ritchie, Noble has 10-second throttle delay.
All right.
Okay, so you can go up to 10 seconds. So yeah, that's
because
you don't want any more than that. Like, I mean, Jesus, 8 seconds on a really long pull is probably pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, so on that Radio Master, the number that you see, you need to half it. So if it's 24 number, it's 12-second throttle delay, and it goes up to 25.
Yeah, it took us a while to work that out.
It did, yeah,
because we were thinking seconds.
Yeah.
So you sort of put it on 8, thinking it's going to be 8 seconds, and it is literally gone. So yeah, that took a little while to get our heads around.
We actually had good fun with drag racing with the launch control, though, didn't we?
That was fun. What did we get down to? About 5.
Oh, it got silly in the end, didn't it?
It got down to 5.
Yeah, and it was getting a bit
like literally lighting the tires up and all over the place.
Yeah, because people that don't speed run don't sort of realise that these cars have got so much power that almost using a throttle it's impossible, especially if you're a bit shaky and you're up in the tower. So you need something to do it for you, and it's obviously easier just to squeeze it and let a computer and an algorithm to do the work rather than trying to, No,
100%. I mean, that's how we started, wasn't it? Just using Dumbos and just pulling the trigger and hoping it would be all right. But yeah, it's like anyone, especially Robbie, talking to you now, you're going to go to your first Rossa next year. It is when you get up in that tower, and it will be the same for us again this year, you literally shit yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's a whole different sort of vibe,
and everyone's watching.
Yeah, everyone's watching, but it's cool, man. When you do your first run, and we do this every time we go out down to our road, the first run is just shit your pants, and then once you've sort of done a run, you sort of feel a bit more comfortable with it, and it's all fine and blah blah. But that's because we've got to walk so far to get to where we are. We set our cars up. We're not taking loads of stuff with us, so we can go and continually change the settings and set it up differently and stuff like that. We set it up to just go and see what it's going to do. So it's different every time, sort of, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is.
You know what I'm saying?
And we go down there and mistakes have been made. Many mistakes have been made. And I'm sure when we go, we're literally the roads that we found, they are good, but it needs to just be warmer and drier so we can go up there at like 5 in the morning where there's no cars.
Yeah,
and we get some good speeds on them. But also you're going to be nervous. It's something that you've built that's probably £2,500.
Yeah, this is what Robbie's saying. He's saying, I know I'm going to be very nervous. So this is, I said to you earlier, this is Robbie, who's friends with Chris with a C. He's quite a prolific YouTuber at the moment, and he's building a Limitless as well to come to Rossa. So they're all Welsh lads, so they're all coming to Rossa. And yeah, it will be nervy, dude. But all you got to know is that, and this is what we were like. We sort of were shitting ourselves, didn't we? But we're very lucky. We've got Chris and Warren, who are amazing guys, and they, when we pulled up, they made sure there was a space next to them, and we had our setup right next to them, and they helped us all weekend. And that's what Ross is about. Everyone's like that. Do you know what I mean? Like Robbie, yes, mate. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's a good lad.
He helps everyone out, and just everyone wants you to go as fast as you can,
but not faster than them.
Yeah, yeah, obviously. Well, Robbie is apparently going for the world record this year with Kev.
Oh, okay.
They're going for world records, man.
Fair enough.
And he's very confident about it. So that's an amazing thing to go and see. I'm interested to see how that works out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think as well, like sometimes the stars have got to align a bit. Like it is all, you know, it's 90, probably 98% skill and building, and like what you've got, how you've got your car set up, and you know what's in it. But I would just say, and obviously the wheels, which we know are a problem, and tyres. But I would say there is probably a 5% luck margin where you've bought a set of BSRs or whatever that have been over glued, and you run the exact part of the road, and you know everything goes wrong. And I think that's how people do get the 224 rather than the 215. You know, it's that one little bit of
when you're
luck.
going for that speed, it's serious. But like, you know, for people like Robbie that are going the first time and stuff like that, just do what I did, man. Do you know what I mean? I ran an open wheel. Oh, you're running a GT. I know Chris is running an open wheel, but when I ran my open wheel, I just wanged it down at 6S to start off with. Just get your eye in, man. Do you know what I mean? Just run it on 6S. You're gonna do like 100 mile an hour. Now, obviously, what I did, I was trying to chase caps. So obviously the cap system at Rossa is what? It's 100,
200 kph, 150,
175.
Yeah,
so
300, then 200.
Yeah. So I started trying to chase caps, and like the first day was a complete shit show. Like I think I got 99 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then my second run, because it rained after 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
And my second run, I went through the traps and then drove back through the traps and reset them, and it would have been 100. So it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? It's good fun. Everyone will look after you, and Robbie and Chris and stuff. I'll speak to Chris about that and see if we can, you know, hopefully we'll be able to get set up again next to Warren and Chris again, and then Robbie and Chris with a C can come and camp up next to us.
I actually did a sort of got terrible OCD, and I actually did a Rossa checklist, and you know, Andy, like he did then, had a bit of a snigger, but we didn't forget anything, did we, bruv? We were there. The only thing I did forget to do is sleep for 40 hours. And on the first, by the end of the first day, I wasn't very well, if I'm honest.
Well, that was the problem. We thought that we'd be able to just drive through the night, turn up at Rossa, run the cars, and we had no sleep whatsoever. You'll see that, man. If you go back to the videos and look at our Rossa videos, the day one, when we were at McDonald's after some coffee, Phil looks like he's been out clubbing all night.
No, that's what I felt, mate.
Absolutely mental. So yeah, just I think we're going to do it differently this year.
Yeah. So this year, a couple of things. We're actually going to go the day before, because I'm a bit of a kid and I get excited and then I couldn't sleep, and then I was worried about forgetting anything. So I hadn't slept all of the day before and then all of the night we left. So then, it was 40 hours. So what we're going to do is we're going to get there the day before, and then we'll go for a meal, have a couple of beers, and then we'll be ready. Now, yeah, I was. It was almost a blessing in disguise that it got sort of rained off a bit. I think on the first day,
yeah.
I couldn't even change a centre drive shaft on a car. I was that bad. And the other thing, for anyone that hasn't been to that part of North Wales before, I was speaking to one of the one of the, I think, well, it was the lady in the hotel.
Yeah.
And she said since COVID, when they locked it down, everything used to shut at 4, like restaurants and all that. So Rossa is 7 till 7. So when we were leaving too early for bed and breakfast, weren't we? And then when we left, everything was closed, apart from on the first day, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
and then we actually, I think on the second night, we did I don't know, it was about a 20-mile round trip,
Mate, it was
to get a kebab.
to go to a kebab shop.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. Like, everything shuts down.
Yeah.
It's absolutely mental.
And I said to the lady in the hotel, I said, so if you like want to get something to eat, where do you go? And she went,
Co-op.
She went, the Spa. And I went, oh, is that a restaurant? And she went, no, the shop.
Yeah.
I went, the Spa. So
you get a pot of noodle, mate.
So for 2 days we literally lived on Marmite on toast and pot noodles, which actually now I can't stop eating Marmite on toast. So.
Yeah, well, that's all good. If you're gonna go, take a little sort of like gas cooker or something. That's what we did, so we can make teas and coffees and Marmite on toast.
Yeah.
Phil's new favourite.
It is.
You've
showed me the way.
You know it. AME. I wanted to update the MT12 firmware because I heard more options were added. I'm absolutely fine with the current firmware though.
Okay. It's literally.
Is that what you're going to say, Phil?
No, I'm not. So how I just did it on the range extender, it's almost identical, but you would choose firmware and you would choose a different model. So that's it.
There you go.
We can do a video if you need one.
Good answer, Philip. James Ritchie, never done 100 till day 2 at Rossa. Which Rossa were you at? Riddle me that, Batman. Robbie Bain, I watched the video the other night. What the Rossa video?
My eyes were horrendous.
Mate, you were
and
frightening. That McDonald's we went into as well was like
everyone wanted to kill us as well.
No, it was like being in a third world.
Yeah,
the flies in there
were
ridiculous. You're literally a swarm of flies when I'm trying to eat a cheeseburger.
And then the best bit was we got a really nice van actually from Enterprise, a decent van, brand new anyway, and we're going down this I guess the sort of country road, and I was trying to stick to the speed limit, and I looked in the rearview mirror and there was a queue as far as you could see, and I was thinking, blimey. So I'm speeding up, people are overtaking, I'm still sort of trying to speed up because I'm thinking maybe I'm going too slow, to the point where we were going so fast I could just about keep it on the road. So everyone that drives out there are nutters.
They are nutters, mate. And that's when I was driving as well.
I
didn't do that. I backed up. I probably had about 8 million cars behind us. And some of them were Rossa dudes as well.
No, I know. And then you've got obviously the Araf slow. So when you look at a sign, it's got the Welsh and then the English. So you look at it, and by the time you've looked at a sign and sort of read it, you've driven past it.
Yeah. Didn't we have a bit where a sheep
committed suicide? Yeah, we did. Yeah.
So it's so rural. There's sheep on the road as well. So we came around this tight turn that was over a bridgey type thing, and then there was like a wall all over the side of it, and a huge drop down it. And we came around the corner, and the sheep literally launched itself.
No.
And I don't know what happened to it.
No, so we're driving down, and someone was flashing their lights. So I was like, what's this idiot on about? Maybe there's something in the road. So I slowed right down. About 2 miles later, we've come around the corner, and there's these two sheep. So we've slowed down and given them a flash, given them a peep, and yeah, like Andy said, there's a
just
drop, and yeah, it just topped itself.
It was a mile down.
It was.
Like, there's no way that thing survived.
No, it could have been a roast dinner. It was a waste.
James Ritchie said first last year. So the first Rosser last year, round 1, did get to 150 mph, going for 175 this year.
Yeah.
Me too, mate.
Mm.
That's what I'm going for. I've got the. So I didn't even talk about the cars I'm taking.
Go on.
I think potentially I'm only taking 2 this year.
There'll be a third. It'll be the 808, mate.
Yeah, but Phil, if you get your
I
gums flapping, then I will get a third.
What does that mean?
Do you know what I mean? When I start talking.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Right.
You're getting one. There you
No,
go.
mate. Seriously. So currently I've got the GT, which is beautiful. I'm really happy with that, and that is what I'm pinning my hopes on for a 175 cap, and it should get there.
Yeah.
I just need to invest in some decent batteries, and I'm sure it'll get there. It's so stable, it's ridiculous. Now the other one is obviously the Rolalo, which is the complete opposite. It's not stable until it gets going, and then it is stable. But it's a runway car, and hopefully these bigger roads might aid for better testing. Maybe one of them. Cheers, bro. So yeah, hopefully these wider roads might aid for better testing, because on that thin road we're on, it is horrific for half of your run, and then it's okay. And by that time, you've got pants full of poo, and yeah, a bit of a nightmare. So they're the 2 I'm really pinning my hopes on this year, because I don't know. I'm not like Phil. I don't want to have loads of stuff to think about.
I don't really. It just happens.
I'd quite happily just have a couple that I can just put everything into. You know what I mean? But there is talk, because I've still got the open wheel up there, which is a roller at the moment, which has got all the V1 front and back end on. So we are talking about maybe building a little 808.
Yeah, when so I built a little Armour 808 out of the Notorious, and it had a load of Amazon. Amazon? What's it called? Amazon. Oh yeah. Amazon, like the rainforest.
Amazon.
Yeah, it's Amazon, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's Amazon.
Oh, Amazon. Or is it EN or ON?
Mate.
Right. Okay. So anyway, that large distribution company, Amazon. It had Amazon shocks. I'm afraid to speak now, man. It had Amazon.
Amazon shocks.
That is Amazon. All right.
Amazon. People call it Amazon.
All right. Okay, Amazon.
Okay. Anyway, continue.
That place. So got shocks off there. They're all knockoff stuff. And then a Kydex chassis. So what I was trying to explain to Android is he has already got the front and back of a Limitless. I had the front and back of a Notorious with Notorious gears. They were all aftermarket, RC all-wheel drive, and that's all right, on Amazon. They're
well done.
they're good for what you need it to be. Like if it's a basher. And then I was just having a laugh with I put the wings on it, and obviously it flipped over backwards.
What speed did that do?
It did 117 on a really pony hobby ring setup.
That's
so
not bad, is it?
No, and if I just think if Andy's got, which he has, the front and back part of a Limitless already, then you just get a Typhon. I've pretty much got all the bits, like the centre drive shafts and that. Get a Typhon chassis. You can get them for about 25 quid, I think, brand new on eBay. And then Kydex chassis, I've got all the template, and then make a proper one with, Limitless front and back, rather than my excuse for one.
Well, I don't know. I'm torn, because at the end of the day, I've also got an open wheel up there.
Yep.
Which, without spending any money or doing anything, I just need electronics in it. So I could just do that instead.
I just think GTs are more fun, aren't they?
Yeah, mate, I've got a GT. Dude, I just know that I am going to be badgered quite a lot about this, which is great, and that's the way we've always sort of worked, isn't it? Peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
What?
The seat's going back. Yeah, and the Relalos, and actually to be honest, a lot of the Relalos sort of production has stemmed from me being bored on the way home on a night from work, and me phoning Andy and talking about it, and we talked it into sort of quite a going concern at the end of the day. And now we've got two of them, haven't we?
They're amazing. They're so bespoke.
Hmm.
I haven't seen anyone.
Well, no one's got one of them, mate, like that. No
anyone doing like that. I was speaking to. There was someone that came on my live last week that said they were stretching a Relalo. But that is like stretched to. I mean,
yeah.
Looking at it here, it is definitely the same.
It's
wheelbase as a Limitless.
Yeah,
so
it's a 406 wheelbase. So you basically have to make the Relalo chassis. I think it's 146 mil longer. Now I'm lucky because my sister's boyfriend is a clever chap, and he works for a fabricating company that does laser cutting. And he did the first iteration, and then he did the second iteration. And in the second iteration, it's now got well, you've seen the video, the whole 1/8 scale drivetrain, because it folded a few of the drive
the center drive is not an issue now.
No,
at all. The issue is probably like the little dog bones
at the back,
going out to the wheels and stuff.
I've just done a CVD rear conversion on mine to see if it makes any difference. It does like a set of rear drive shafts.
They should fly, and like I said, no one is no one's doing that at all.
No.
And I've again, like Radio Master, I've reached out to Relalo and sort of said to him, I sort of got a contact there. Well, I haven't got a contact. It's just someone on Facebook that I've sort of hassled and sort of said to him, look, we're running your cars at like the biggest speed event that's going. Just give us a bloody banner. We'll just put it up. I don't want free cars. I just think it'd be for them. It'd be nice to sort of have a bit of an advertisement or something like that, because they make speed cars. I mean, what did you do with your stock? Like 100 odd?
No, I had 107 was the fastest I had out of my stock one. Now the issue is our road is so short that you have to come on so strong that that's the issue. If you've got a massive road where you can slowly, gradually increase it, where downforce takes into effect, as soon as you start having to give it the beans, like we do on our road, where the car goes like that, on them little 1/10s, even when I had
so small,
I had an entire, I had 4 packs of crawler weights on the front end, and I had 107.
I remember that video. It's like the weight of a planet.
Yeah, and then it had the worst crash out of. There was nothing left of it, and then I thought, and then I went quiet for a while because Andy got cursed with the Rollo, where he nearly gave up speed running, and then I convinced him to get a Limitless. That was a dark. Relalos are.
That was a dark pack. We always joke about that. The Relalo nearly ended my whole passion for RCs. Chris says Amazon.
What? ON. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, but he's done a massive O.
Yeah, but
I think he's taking the piss out of you. Mate.
No, I don't think he is.
Whatever.
No. He's spelling it phonetically, isn't he?
Sergeant J's RC Adventures. What's going, brothers? Hear me now. How are you, mate? Where are you from? What's going on? What are you into? RCs, bashing, speed runs, whatever, bruv. Give us a shout. Amazing. 11 people in here. Still amazed that anyone even bothers to sort of log on and watch me and Fildo chat.
It's a good laugh, isn't it?
But yeah, no, it's all good. I think we've all learned something tonight.
Well, the thing is, everyone's thing is everyone has work and family and life gets in the way, and you know we'd all love to be in a runway doing speed runs all the time, and sometimes you can't. And you know, as long as when you do it, you enjoy it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And people take it too seriously. I think that's why me and Andy, like, I don't know, we do all right out of it because we just go out, have a good laugh, and film it. And if we have a good idea, we film it. And then obviously all the bad ideas, and you know, when it doesn't go, you know, when we're dying on the way home from work on Friday, really tired, we don't film that obviously, but that does happen. Do you know what I mean?
Well, look, dude, we majorly enjoy it, which is why we're out in sub-zero temperatures, still running cars
with hand warmers.
Like, you know, people like proper people that are well into speed running wouldn't even think about going out in the winter. There's like an off season. I don't think we've had one.
No, I couldn't live with myself. I think if it's dry, we're out.
Yeah.
And we're lucky because we've got the little test track. And again, there's been plenty of times where we've gone down there, you know, and we've got access to the MOD website where we can see when it's open. Yeah, okay, it's like a 10-minute, 15-minute drive, and then we've got like a bit of a walk. But you know, we go down there. There's been times where we've gone down there and they're filming Sonic the Hedgehog 430.
Yeah,
and we have to go.
It's quite popular for lots of events and stuff. But you know, we count ourselves very lucky to have that road because it's away from everything. You're never going to see a car down there. You might see the odd dog walker, stuff like that. You got to deal with that. But you know, we're very lucky. All right, it's only 400 meters, but for testing cars, it's absolutely pucker. But now we need to, like, we found these other roads.
Yeah, we have.
So
all in Thiel. Thiel seems to be the place where there is straight roads.
So that's near Reading, right? So yeah, I think maybe we'll do a video of that, like just driving out to these roads and walking them and seeing whether they're a option or not. Sergeant J's RC Adventures, Chilling Brothers. I'm in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Play,
Hear
mate.
me now, brother.
Yeah. Wish we were there instead.
Oh, is it warm there?
Yeah.
Where we are. I bash, crawl, drone photography, and I build and repair for people. I've been in hobby almost 20 years. I go gas, nitro, and electric. Mate, you sounds like you're well into all sorts of RC. Proper addict. Robbie says, I'm defo learning, guys. This is all new to me, so mistakes can be made, but you two not messing about and also being very helpful. Well, mate, it's like I said to Chris with a C, just give me a call. Or, you know, you're in our little Rossa group now as well, so just drop me a message, man. Drop Phil a message, do whatever. Just don't be afraid to ask, mate. That's, you know, we're all learning. Even after 2 years, me and Phil are still learning. Phil's learning a lot.
What, like how to spell Amazon?
Yeah,
Amazon it is, I'm sure of it. I'm going to say that all the way home.
You're
such Amazon.
Dick, mate.
Mate, well, it is what it is.
Sergeant J's RC Adventure says, what kind of beer you're drinking? I love beer.
What, is he from Colorado?
Yeah.
So Stella, in England, they call it wife beater. So
That's good advertising.
They literally do call it that. It used to be really quite strong, like 5.5%, but I think it's 4.6 now. No, it's 4.6 now.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
they watered it down.
Yeah, it's only 4.6.
What's wrong with?
But they do great big pint cans. So it's my fridge beer. You just drink it, and it helps you deal with well, if you've had a bad day at the track.
Chris says, I drinking IPA.
Okay.
I quite like that.
Yeah.
You don't, obviously. I do. I like an IPA. Sergeant J's RC Adventures. You guys seem pretty cool. I just subscribed, brothers. Respect.
Good.
Well done, mate. Subscribe, man. We just do silly shit, don't we, really?
Yeah, we do. We do most of the time.
Do you know what I mean? And I never sort of like try and push people to subscribe or ring the bell and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, it's nice to have people on the journey, and
Mm.
we just fuck about, basically, don't we, Phil?
Yeah, we do. It's probably got a little bit more serious, like
Yeah, not that serious. though, is
situation,
it?
but no, we just have a laugh. And do you know what?
If we were serious, mate, we wouldn't have been out the other day when it was like
no.
0 degrees.
No, and actually, you know, when we go out and when I say I'm going ham and that, I'm legitimately not doing it just in case I crash and it's good footage. I'm doing it because I want to push myself, and you know, we want to do good things, don't we? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Amazon.
Oh my
No,
god!
that's it
I
now.
can only. That's right. Yeah, I can only apologise for Phil's
Don't apologise.
pronunciation. Robbie says, "I'm on the dark fruits."
Oh, Copperberg.
Is that what that means?
Yeah, dark fruits, Copperberg. Yeah.
Is it? Is that good?
Yeah, it gives me indigestion, so I don't drink it. But yes, it tastes nice.
God, you're so boring, Phil.
Oh.
Sergeant J's RC Adventure says, "Awesome, Robbie. You're in the right place for any and all help." Robbie says, "Thanks, bud." Sergeant J's RC Adventures, yes, sir. This is my kind of vibe. Just out having fun your way. You know it, bruv. RC Modified 705. How is it going? He's just subscribed as well.
Good.
Respect to you. Where are you from, dude? RC Modified? Are you in England? Are you in Colorado? Where are you?
It's still pretty mad, isn't it, that we can speak to people from wherever they are in the world. Is quite cool.
Yeah, no, it's good. Look, you know, we've got some decent people joining us, and we're literally just sat in my shed having a beer, chatting shit.
Yeah.
About toy cars.
Yeah, but then
It seems weird, doesn't it?
But when you've got $4.5 grand in a toy car, it's not really a toy anymore, is it? That's the thing. You know?
Is that you're talking about your
The
jewel?
jewel, yeah. It's probably realistically
reckon
about
it's
that.
around
Yeah, around that, mate. Yeah, I know.
know.
Because the thing is, when you build one, you've got to buy things and then replace them with scorched things. So you're essentially throwing the other part away.
Yeah,
So,
but the thing is, Phil, you don't have to replace those things.
no, you do.
Think
about David's kids, mate. It's got a new private school they got to go to.
Yeah, you just do. Like literally, I speak to Phil every day, and every day it is a new thing that he's got coming in the post.
I like to think of it as, you know, it makes financial sense.
Of course it does. RC Modified 705. I'm in Ohio.
Fair play. Yeah, fair play. Yeah, good.
Legendary.
Everyone's in much better countries than us. Yeah, big fan of Trump's work at the moment. Don't know about everyone else. I am, to be fair.
Work?
Well, there's lots of stuff that I'm not going to bring up, but he's done
you
that
can't
I
do
like.
that, Phil.
No, but does anyone like Trump on here? There you go.
Oh my god. Right, I'm going to have to shut this live down in a minute.
No, you're not, mate.
Phil's literally just fucked the live up.
I haven't. No, I think he's right. For some things.
Sergeant J's RC Adventures. That's one of my favourite parts. I've been all over the world as a military guy, and been lucky enough to meet cool RC addicts like you guys, and stay in touch through YouTube and other forums. Respect to you, Sergeant.
You'll be pleased to know I used to teach the military. So there you go.
What did you teach them?
So we used to do, it was just a multi-skills qualification. But to be honest, when you are teaching, I had a female brigadier, I had a commander of a submarine. Pretty much every other person had an MBE or an OBE, and it's brilliant. It literally is. It's the best thing anyone could ever do is teach the military. It doesn't even feel like you're going to work. They are phenomenal. So that's one thing I will say.
Nice. I've had two shout outs for Trump.
I told you, mate.
I don't really know what to say.
That's true.
Chris says Trump, thumbs up. RC Modified 705.
You're eating your words now, mate, aren't you?
Trump, yes, let go. Okay, mate. Whatever.
Listen, I'm not.
He's probably doing a better job than fucking Starmer, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm not saying, and I don't want this.
Hang on, has this turned into
No.
news night?
Because I'm definitely not. I don't watch the news. I'm not interested in politics to an extent. All I will say is this: some of the things that he has done recently, I think he's just doing what everyone else is thinking.
What are some of those
I
things?
can't say because it's not inclusive.
Right, I don't really know what to say to that. I think, hang on, Sergeant J's RC Adventures. I like him too. He is standing by his country and acting in its best interest, which is what every single country leader is supposed to do. RC Modifier 705. Let's go, Trump. This is what it was supposed to say. All right, okay. Chris says M&F only. What does that mean?
Oh, male and female only. Yeah, boy.
Oh my god! Right, okay. This has turned out to be something completely different.
Listen, right. So I would rather have someone that makes a decision, even if it's the wrong one.
I'm going for a bit.
Right? Are you going for?
Yeah, I'm going for a bit.
Oh, you leave me alone.
I'm literally going.
I would rather have someone that makes a decision, even if it's the wrong one, than that doesn't make one at all and lets all the wokeness happen. I work in education, so we have to be inclusive, but there's certain areas where I draw the line, and it just makes doing what I do very difficult, So that's all I'm going to say on the matter. But if you know, you know. Andy's having a very long wee, by the way. It's just out the back. I can hear him. Let's read some of these comments. Hang on. Blah blah blah. If only. Let's get back to the RC before this goes nuts. Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry I brought it up. All subjects. Yes, there are. This is an RC channel, not a Donald Trump channel. But yeah. Right. So, do you lot have any questions for me and Andy, not related to RC cars?
Why are you talking to your iPad?
I don't know. Where should I? I've got the mic, haven't I? Oh yeah. Sorry. Right. Apologies. Yeah, but this is my first live, mate. I think you've been cruel and heartless as usual. Yeah. Any questions you've got that's not regarding RC cars? Ask away, innit?
No, that is regarding RC cars.
We can have other questions as long as they're not involving Donald Trump. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Phil.
Trump's fine.
Phil comes in for one live and then it's all gone mental.
Yeah, but that's had a lot of agreement.
Sergeant J's RC Adventures says, "What other hobbies do you have?"
Oh,
Phil, what other hobbies do you have?
I have many.
Tugging.
No, not tugging. So now you're just yes, obviously that's everyone's hobby. What other hobbies do I have? So I've just bought a couple of little motorbikes. I've had a lot of very, very fast sports bikes when I was younger. But I've just bought two Honda Daxes, one for me, one for the missus. Just wanted something to blib about on. I like mountain bikes. I've got a nice mountain bike.
Men?
Yeah, Andy says he likes men.
No, you do.
No, I didn't say that. My background's FPV drones. I don't do it anymore because I can't be bothered, and I enjoy this more. I like making stuff. Drinking.
Yeah, drinking's always good. I like DJing. To be honest, in my little sheddy, I've got my turntable set up in here now, so I'm going to get all my vinyl that have been in storage, and I'm going to put them in here. I've got some lovely monitor speakers. It sounds really nice. So, mate, I'm just gonna really enjoy actually having my turntable set up again. I've got two Technics SL1210s, you know, top quality DJing equipment, and I'm gonna get back into that big time. Might annoy my neighbours, but fuck it, right? Who gives a fuck? What else are we talking about? This is awesome. So Robbie says, I think Phil would be on all lives. He's funny.
To be honest,
You are funny.
no, I think it's to do with my job, and I was just being very careful that if it's a live, I want to make sure what I'm saying to everyone is 100%, because the last thing I want to do is say something wrong or say, yeah, do this, and it bricks someone's radio.
I don't
do you
think
know
that's what Robbie's saying.
No?
I think Robbie...
He's just saying I'm funny.
Shit.
Oh, right,
can't
okay.
mean shit. He's just saying you're a funny dude.
Well, should I just come on and say Amazon wrong again? Then? All right.
That's the best bit. That is
Wow.
literally, from the whole live, that has been the best bit.
Well,
Amazon.
Well,
you did very well.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Sergeant J's RC Adventures, awesome. I used to ride a CBR 600
Yeah.
RR.
Yeah.
Is that mental?
Yeah,
is
it's
it?
quick, right? 170 mile an hour, 600. Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I also had a Triumph Daytona 675.
Yeah.
Don't know what that is either.
Yeah.
They were fun and fast. It was an RC car. It was a 4x4 RC mod. I had a Full Metal 6x6. I think he's talking to someone else that's in the stream. Sergeant J's RC Adventures. My riding days might be over though. Maybe after I retire.
Do you know, I think there's a lot can be said for, you know, I've had 180 mile an hour sports bikes, and, you know,
fuck that.
Unfortunately, especially with the UK roads with potholes, and, you know, every motorway is a 50, their speed limit, and you just think, do you know what? You've got, you know, some of these sports bikes are 220 horsepower, and you just, if you've got it there, you will use it, and unfortunately, what happens is you will be killed, you know, fairly quickly. So I didn't ride. I got rid of my SV1000, and then I just thought, you know what? I got my partner to do a CBT, and I thought I just want something to blimp about on. So I got a couple of 100 axes, really.
Why not? Yeah. Stuart Dance.
Cool
Easy
surname.
now.
Cool surname.
I don't know if we've spoken before, but welcome to the live. You've missed quite a lot.
Can they catch up with us though? Can they?
Yeah. What will happen when we stop it? I think it will just download onto the channel as a live, so they can watch all this dribble and you talking about American politics and pronouncing
Amazon wrong.
large shops wrongly. Sergeant J's RC Adventures and DJing is pretty cool. Yeah, it's cool, man. I really enjoy it. It's good fun. Okay, and RC Modified 705 is having a chat with Chris. They're talking about, I don't know, what are you talking about? You're talking about is that a crawler or something? 20 mph, that is awesome. It must be a crawler. Yeah, I reckon. So what hobbies have you guys got? What are you guys into? Yeah, Chris says it's a crawler. Yeah. So what are you guys into? We've got 11 people still in there. Hopefully everyone's enjoying the live. Just been a bit of fun, me and Phil hanging out. It's actually been quite nice to get Phil out of his house, because it takes a lot to get him out. He loves a bit of wrenching and doing his stuff and bits and bobs, but we always go in his workshop, so it's nice to get him in my workshop for a change, which is pretty cool. What we saying? So it is a crawler. I have a Red Cat Racing Piranha TR10. That is all it runs, and my little brother has a crawler. What? No, it's not. It's a Red Cat.
Oh, I don't know then.
Red Cat's like an American thing.
It's just
I think.
TR.
You can't-
TR.
we can't get that over here.
On that note, if you do have a crawler, you might want to look at that radio as well, the MT12, because Joshua Bardwell did a video and it's amazing. And I used to watch him for all my drone stuff, where it was OpenTX and now EdgeTX is, it's the later iteration, if you like. He did a big thing on the ground-based radio station, the MT12, and he had I can't remember what it was, a Traxxas
TRX4.
TRX4, and he could do stuff like he could lock the diff, he had a winch, and yeah, if you want stuff like that, that's the radio as well for that. So,
and you can assign that to all sorts of different switches and all sorts of stuff.
You can. No, it's cool.
That is very interesting.
What else is going on?
For the crawler community.
Dogs. Oh, and the dogs. Yeah, I've got a Staffy, bitch Staffy Marvel. She's a lunatic. She likes Andy quite a lot, actually.
Absolutely won't leave me alone.
No, she won't. She always wants to come in and wee everywhere when she sees him. So that's good.
Is that good?
Well, it's better than attacking you, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my worry. That I was going to get my leg ripped off.
Yeah, she's. I had a Staff before, and she was probably 30 kilos, so she's a really big girl. And then somehow I've got Marvel when she's small. She's probably, I don't know, 20 kilos, maybe just under. And she is so strong. I mean, I'm probably nearly 15 stone and she will pull me along. And I just can't work out the physics. But yeah, we love dogs as well, mate.
Who said that?
Don't know, someone mentioned about liking dogs.
Okay. Yeah, I like dogs.
Actually.
I like dogs.
We need the diesel heater
Chris
in there,
says, and my dog's boxer and Labrador.
Yeah, lovely.
My boxer, she's 9. She still can't control a little tinkle when she sees my best mate.
Yeah.
Well, that seems to be what happens with dogs. I don't know. I grew up with we had a Cocker Spaniel, a girl Cocker Spaniel. It never pissed everywhere.
No, some do, some don't. I mean, I just think that I know sometimes I sit there like having a dinner and you've got a dog sitting next to you and you think they're literally a totally different gene pool, totally different species, and you cohabit with them as if it's nothing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I see dogs. I see dogs.
Phil, I don't
I'm
even
just
know
saying,
what
mate.
you're going
No, don't worry
into.
about it.
Hang on a sec. Stuart Dance says, might get down to Rosser this year.
Yeah.
Me and some pals are building GT cars.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing you guys down there too, if you're heading there this year. Me and Phil are definitely going there this year. We'll be going to 2 at least.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe round 1 and round 3. Maybe all of them.
Mate, if they're all at Lambetter, then yeah. But if they do, where was the
Evlington.
third one? Nah, apparently that was shit.
Oh.
Apparently the surface wasn't very good. I've heard that from a lot of people.
I thought it wasn't very good for
it wasn't a very good event.
1/10.
Yeah. And we've got Relalos to think about. So I'm kind of thinking round 1, round 2. I'll quite happily do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll definitely be there. Stuart, what GT cars are you building? Are they Limitless? Hubeo? What are you building, dude? Chris says, my lab is nuts, but she has good control.
Yeah.
She has to get a toy as soon as she sees anyone has to.
It's a dog
Okay,
channel. It's
so
a dog
we've
and
now
Trump channel.
literally, like, we've gone from Trump to Crufts.
That's not my fault, mate.
It is your fault.
Well, no,
you started talking about fucking dogs.
No, I like to ask
You
other
brought up
people.
Trump, and then you started talking about fucking dogs.
It's just everyone's commenting.
Hang on
I
now.
must be interested.
Yeah, you are really interested.
There you go.
Like, forget the fucking RC cars, mate. There's bollocks.
No, it's good, mate. No, what other questions? Come on, more questions.
Let's go.
Come on, more questions. Any questions you like?
So some RC guy said Elvington was rubbish surface.
Oh, right, okay.
Gritty
There you go,
and
then.
humpy.
There you go, then.
This is what I'm saying, mate.
Lambetta was good.
I'm
You
not.
know what I mean?
I'm not going to a different venue.
No. Well, like I said, we're just going to stock up on pot noodle and white bread and Marmite and go to Lambetta.
Yeah.
But do you know what? As tired as I was, and then we saw the beach, didn't we? Climbed
Mate,
over these
I
massive
actually
sand dunes.
I actually think what happened as well on day one was a huge adrenaline dump on top of like the lack of sleep and stuff like that. From like, you know, we've sort of been watching these videos of like RC Man, like Rob, yes mate, easy now, and Kev and stuff like that, like doing runs there, and to actually be there, a whole different vibe. And I think we had a massive adrenaline dump. It was a bit much, and thank fuck we got called off midday, because I think if we stayed there all day, we would have been a complete state the next day.
Oh, well, put it this way. We went, we had a beer and a burger, didn't we, in that pub, because we left early.
Right.
And then we went back to the hotel.
That's what we need to do. If we go there again, we book that.
Yeah.
It's a shitty holiday camp. And it's full of complete wrong-uns.
Yeah.
But at least you can get a dinner in.
Yeah, you can. And, do you know, like, we went back to the hotel, and I think it must have been early, but I think the bottom line, I said to Andy, look, mate, I've got to go to bed. It was about 8 o'clock. I'm not even joking, because I hadn't slept for 40 hours. Andy said, I'm going to stay up and do a bit of video editing. And then I woke up at like 1:30, and I went down and had a fag. And even just after, you know, those few hours of sleep, I felt much better. And then I went back to bed, and I was all right. So, yeah, sleep. So we are definitely going there the day before, because, you know, drive down there in the light as well, you know, because we literally drove down in the pitch black, didn't we?
And it was, how long did it take? 5 hours?
No, more than that.
Was
I think
it more
in
than
the end, yeah. It says 238 miles, and you think, oh, it's nothing, but you've got to remember that the last 100 miles is literally country lanes.
Yeah. So you slowed right down.
Yeah, you are, and there's nothing. You know, there's no petrol stations, so get fuel before you go. Make sure you've got enough fuel to get 100 miles out of there, because every petrol station that is there isn't a petrol station anymore. It's like a lawnmower repair station. A lot of them, you know, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and I would go to Costco's and buy like a bulk of pot noodles.
Yeah,
because you ain't going to eat. But that's a good shout. If we do go down there, you know, like we went to eat at that place you've spoken about, and like the next day we left it so late that we couldn't get a table.
What was his name? I can't remember.
Dan.
Yeah, Dan, you're a legend. Your motor was amazing. Dan, basically, he was staying at the same bed and breakfast as us. Bit spit and sawdust, but it was cheap. We had many a night of being in the bar, which wasn't really a bar. It was a fridge with a desk, and they served cans of beer.
There were times where, I don't know if anyone's seen the film The Hills Have Eyes, where there's a lot of people with radiation sickness. It felt a bit like that, didn't it? A little bit.
No, but Dan basically said he was in the same hotel, and he doesn't drink. Works for Rolls Royce, actually. He's a clever chap.
He's a fucking nutter.
Yeah,
like we sat outside. Is this the second day?
Yeah.
We sat outside having a beer on this picnic table, and he brought a lipo out,
damaged one,
and started taking it apart, and it started heating up, and mate, he was literally doing surgery on a lipo, and I'm thinking, hang on a sec, I'm literally going to get blown up in a minute. It was ridiculous, but he is a very clever chap. He what cars was he running? He had like a Traxxas.
Yeah. Oh, and he killed someone though, didn't he?
He had a slash. Nearly hit me with it.
He's the famous one in all the Ross videos, like Kev's, Raz's. He's the one with the BMW. I think it's a it's a 740.
The recovery.
Yeah, basically, he's the recovery car. And we actually went. He said to us, "I said, look, you know, I'll get you some food. Can you drive?" So he drove us to, I can't remember the nearest village, but it was about 8 miles away. Not exactly the place you want to be walking around on your own. But we went to a kebab, didn't we? Had a kebab. We went back and met in a hotel,
Yeah.
and it was good. And that was, you know, it was. Yeah.
Anyway, what we're trying to say, man, is that if you whatever accommodation you get, there's loads of places down there. There's like campsites with electric hookups. There's various places. This hotel we'll go back to, I think,
Oh, one thing I will say.
or not.
No, we will.
Well, the hills have eyes.
Yeah, I like it. One thing I will say though is the first day I was there, it's cold there. Even if it's summer, it just seems a bit colder. So the guy who's he's sort of in charge of all the runs, can't remember. He's quite sort of famous in the speedrun community, if you like, and he talks you up there, goes for your fail safe, sort of reassures you, and then sends you down the strip. He said to sort of everyone, look, if you haven't been on the runway before, make sure you wear sun cream, and I'm looking at this bloke and I'm thinking he's got something wrong with him, because it was freezing, like literally it was like God knows what temperature. So I thought, oh, whatever. So I carried on in my shorts for the day, and then at the end of the second day, my left calf looked like
Burnt.
a radish.
Yeah, it was like a crab stick.
Because it's so exposed. It is, isn't it? And
well, it's like being at the sea. Isn't
yeah.
It? When you're at the sea and the sun's out, you kind of think, well, it's actually quite cold, so I'll be fine. And yeah, that I did the same, man. I got burnt as well. And,
it's cold though, isn't it?
But that was a really sunny day.
Mm.
Like we were like the 3 days we were there. The first day got rained off midday. Second day was the most beautiful day for speedrunning. It was perfect. And the third day was overcast and windy.
The wind for the Relala, that was handy, wasn't it?
Yeah, was bad, but that's when I got my 150 cap. So yeah, I mean, look, if you've got a heavy sort of like 1/7 scale car, if the wind's a little bit up, you'll be all right. You'll be absolutely fine. But a little car, you'll probably have a bit of a fucking nightmare.
All I would say is, like I said, and I'm sure Andy won't mock me for it this year, I did do a Rosser checklist. Literally, I did do one. And we did, didn't we? We ticked it all off in the van, because I picked him up at, 12 in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
And loaded the stuff on and ticked it all off. But actually, on our first event, didn't forget anything whatsoever, nothing at all. And that, like I said, the only thing we're doing differently this year is obviously we're bringing, I'll say, better cars.
Derek's on it. Derek Alker is an absolute legend from Rosser.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh!
He says Shell Island is a lot cheaper. So Shell Island is a campsite, I think. Easy now, Derek. Respect. Thanks for joining, dude. Yeah, he said, yeah.
Legend, man. I think I know. Yeah, if you go on his photo, I know him. I know.
Do you want me to go on his
photo?
photo?
I would, yeah, because I can. Yeah, I'm almost certain I know who it is as well. Hang on. We're scoping you out, mate.
How do I do that? No, I can only add as a moderator and stuff. No, it's too technical.
All right.
Talk about with, but yeah, Derek's a legend. Derek, what cars do you run at Rosser? Just give us a better idea. We do know who you are, but we're just a bit pissed and probably can't remember, which is a bit silly. But thanks for joining us. Awesome. Are you going to say anything?
No, so I was looking over at the gold Tamiya. I feel like another build, mate. I'll be honest. I've been.
What, the hot shot?
Yeah.
Do you want me to bring that down?
Yeah, you might as well. That's cool. It's cool.
That is. Do you know what that is? That's an absolute antique. So this is a 19.
I feel like Tom Lee would like that.
This is a 1981 hot shot. So this is a total antique, and something that my friend who went to school in Japan, I'll put it up there. He bought
Very cool.
He bought it when he was in Japan, so it's got even like the original hot shot had like one shock on the front across the front there, but this is like an upgrade that they did back then. So this is super rare. So what I did, I got it off him, and I because I did a re. I put sort of the bits that were broken on it. I sort of rebuilt from the re, and it is. I mean, it's a shelf queen. I could probably get like 300 odd quid for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well-
what he also gave me as well was a Tamiya race bag, which is like a Hessian race bag, which is probably 300 quid as well. Ridiculous. I might sell it all. Nelly, honestly, I won't. But if I need cash, I'm going to.
Oh, hold on.
Are you looking up Derek?
Yeah. Isn't he the man that did the drone car? Or have I totally lost the plot and it's not him?
No, you are.
Oh no, I've lost the plot, haven't I? It's Jane's husband.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is,
who
yeah.
does the thing. Yeah. Peace.
I'm so sorry, Derek.
Sorry, mate.
Sorry,
Nah,
Derek.
but,
We
you
didn't
know.
realise who you were. That's Phil's fault.
How come it's always my fault? I
Because it
don't know.
always is, man.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I had 40 hours sleep, mate.
Derek says cheesecloth shirt and baseball cap are essential.
Mm. Well, hopefully you'll get a load of caps. Just don't bring any and like win them. Yeah.
Yeah, Derek's a legend, man. Like I say, it's Ross is a bit like a family, isn't it?
Mm.
When you sort of get in there and.
In fact, I've just had a thought.
Who's just sent me a message?
In fact, I've just had a thought.
What's that? What's your
Something
thought?
very silly.
You've had a thought. What does that mean?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Hi mates, 4S Dual and Bury.
What's that then?
I don't
Burry.
know.
The curry, isn't it?
Well, that's a biryani.
Oh,
Fucking hell, here we
the
go.
Amazon.
It's Amazon. It's Amazon
Yeah,
again.
it is, though, mate.
Fucking
Sorry,
hell.
mate.
Amazing. So I think we'll probably have to shut this down soon, aren't we?
Well, yeah, if you like, mate.
Well, I don't know
yeah.
if you want to keep on going.
Well, I can't think of anything else to talk about. We will be having a few videos, so I've done a few bits a lot of my cars. Hopefully I've rectified the handling on the 808 and I've upgeared it. I've upgeared the single. The Rolalo is ready, but I'm terrified. Andy wants to do a sausage fight.
Yeah,
No.
we are going to do a sausage fight.
And we're also going to take the Rolalo.
Right, mate. Jesus Christ. Here we go again. But so those low KVs that you're running, right?
Yeah.
So what have you? Are they both 1100s?
No. So normally in an 808 you'd run a 1721. I'm still getting used to castle terminology. 1721 2400. I think that's sort of a speed run motor.
Yeah,
I
super
went
1.8,
yeah, I went for the I can't remember what it is now. 1260 kV. So it's a low kV, and I went for the like big block 2028 1100 in my single.
So what are you doing for your pinions then?
So
like 50 odd.
yeah, so I've got ridiculous. So with the dual, I'm not going to mess about. I've just got a number of spare gears that I'm going to change because it's easier to change a spare gear than it is to change two pinions. So I've sort of got that already worked out. The dual's too fast for the road, if I'm honest. My aim, and hopefully this may or may not happen, with the Hobbywing dual setup, I've got 137 on the road. My aim is to get over that with the single. And like I said, the single is pretty stock apart from the Squawk chassis. So if I've been it, I've been it. I don't want to, but it's slightly less money. So
all right, it's fine. Sorry, I was just laughing at that. Derek said 8S single, FC100, and my custom shell on an 8S single. I remember that custom shell. I think you ran it when we were there. Do you remember that? I'm sure I remember that. It looked like an amazing shell, but I don't think it ran particularly well. But I'm sure you're developing that and making it work really well. He also
Ford
said-
FC100. That's what I run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I've
Yeah.
got.
That's it. Yeah.
Derek also said, no, that's Steve. Correct, Jane's husband.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. We know.
So we got it right.
I had 40 hours. I didn't sleep for 40 hours, so can't remember everything.
That's the way it works. Anyway, guys, I think we're going to shut down now. So massive respect and thanks for everyone that's watched, everyone that's chatted, people from Ohio and where else?
Colorado.
Yeah. And also all you guys in the UK. Thanks so much for watching. Respect. Hit me now.